Hey guys, I'm going to be doing a hunter tutorial for survival spec, doing damage, DPS, and firstly I'm going to go to the talents as a survival hunter. You're going to want to hunter versus wild, which is kind of optional. You don't have to choose this one, it's other ones, but it will help your raid group. And the next one is pathfinding. Increases your range haste by 3%, that's kind of obvious, why should you take that? Improves serpent sting, increases your damage serpent sting, that's quite obvious. Ice Trap Mastery. This is quite good as it increases damage of your immolation trap, which is really the only one you are going to be using. Explosive traps well for AoE mobs. And Thrill of the Hunt, you have 50% chance to instantly regain 40% of focus, which is quite good because you are going to be running out of focus if your haste is low. Lock and Load is really good. It has a chance on hit to give you 2 free explosive shots. And I'll show you my way of how I use them both rather than double tapping them, which is a cooldown of all traps and Black Arrow, which is your main primary dot, and increases, it's quite obvious, your traps have more chance to set off a lock and load thing. Toxicology increases crit damage. Wyvern Sting is quite good for CC, but if you don't want this, you do not have to take this. There are other options, but then again, you will miss out on Noxious Sting, but that will increase the damage done. Hunting Party, you just always take that. Increases the damage, increases the haste, which is just, you just want that. Sniper Training increases the crit chance of a kill shot randomly. It's really just a random proc. Then you've got Black Arrow, which is one of your dots you can be using in your rotation. You've got One with Nature, which increases your attack power with Aspect of the Hawk. You've got Go for the Throat, it crit gives you 10 focus. And you've got Efficiency, which is the cost of your Arcane Shot, Explosive Shot, and Timber Shot. You aren't going to be using Timber Shot, but your Arcane Shot and Explosive Shot are very useful, so it's very beneficial. And Careful Aim, which is very good for the start of a boss fight. Also going to mention why I took this one. Didn't take this one because this one is mainly designed for AoE damage. Well, this one's more single target. You're in a raid. Example would be Ultraxian. That'd be quite beneficial. Going to go over pet talents, which is quite important. I choose a wolf, as if a wolf, you will always get a 5% crit bonus. It's Fierce Howl, and you will also get Call of the Wild, which is basically a buff, which increases your 10% more haste. You're going to want Dash. Mainly Dash is good because it gets your wolf more in combat faster. Great Stamina's alright, but it's just not beneficial for DPS. Natural Armor, same again. You're going to want Serpent Swiftness. You get more 10% haste on just pet, which is very good. Bloodthirsty. Your pet heals is quite good as well, because when you are in a fight with AoEs, your pet will take a substantial amount of damage, and that can get quite annoying, so that's why I picked this one. Spike Collar, increases the damage, quite obvious. I chose Spider Bite, which is also a nice one, increases your crit chance of your pet, so I can get Call of the Wild, which will increase my haste. And then you've got Rabid, which your pet gets more damage, very awesome. And I've also chose Shark Attack instead of Heart of the Phoenix. The reason I've really chosen this is because my pet never usually dies a lot. It's because generally my pet never really gets aggro. Most fights in Dragon Soul, your pet won't die. If you find your pet dying, maybe take this over Shark Attack, but I prefer Shark Attack. I'm going to go over Glyphs now. Glyph of Serpent Sting, increases your crit chance. You got Explosive Shot, and you've got the Rapid Fire. The next ones are minors, no majors, sorry. It doesn't matter. I just chose Immolation, why not? Disengage, good for getting out of AoEs. And Men Pet, good for healing your pet, of course. These ones, it doesn't matter really at all. Feign Death's probably the best one for minor glyphs, but you can really choose what you want. Well, now I'm going to go over rotation. Firstly, in your rotation, you're always going to want to put up Hunter's Mark. You always want this on the target that you are doing damage to. If you don't put this up, you're losing a huge bonus of damage. Next thing you're going to want to do is you want to do Serpent Sting. Keep that up. This will be refreshed by Cobra Shot. Next thing we want to do is put Black Arrow. It is on a cooldown, as you see, and you cannot do fire traps with it. And as you see right now, I've got a lock and load proc, and basically what I do here is I do one explosive shot, do one arcane shot, one explosive shot, one arcane shot, because as you know, explosive shot is a dot, so if I just spam that twice, I miss out on 2 ticks of the dot. So what's the point in that? And then once you've done all that, you should just spam Cobra Shot, which is just really awesome. It just gives you focus and refreshes it. If you do have the tier set, you are going to be getting a bonus, which doubles the amount of damage, or the amount of focus you gain from it, which is really good. You're in your second proc for Dragon Soul Gear. I don't really find it useful as it never procs for me. Just something I never really use. Well, it does proc, but it's good to have if it does proc. And I'll just put my pet passive. And now I'm going to do your priority. Obviously, your main priority is agility. As a hunter, you get attack power and you get crit chance. And then we go down to ranged. Then we want some hit. You want to go to 8%. You want to get as close as that. You don't want to go anything under 8%. It's better to be over than under. Your next stat is crit rating to get that extra crit damage. Then I would go with haste and then mastery for my primary stats. And now I'm going to show you me doing DPS on a boss. Reset the fight. Just increase the size of this just so it's more visible. Okay, so firstly you put Hunter's Mark somewhere. What I like to do with rapid fire is I like to use it after I've used all of these abilities, and I'm out of focus to help me gain back focus. So firstly, Serpent Sting, Black Arrow, and then you're going to want to do Explosive Shot, and then I just do rapid fire, do of course tick, and then obviously we're going to spam Cobra Shot. Remember to keep doing, if you are getting full on focus, you are going to want to waste your focus with Arcane Shot and your other abilities. As you see, my base Serpent Sting will basically never fall off the fight as long as I keep doing Cobra Shot. Remember, when you're on full, you're going to want to, whenever this procs Explosive Shot, you're always going to want to use it. And whenever you go over focus, you want to just keep spamming Arcane Shot. See, I'm doing about 28k DPS right now, which is quite good for not having any buffs, of course. And you have to keep your dots. It's very simple. Survival Hunters are actually quite a fun class to play. You've got lots of traps, you've got trap launcher, etc. You can just basically have fun with this. Also, I do recommend a wolf over a cat, because a cat will do more damage, but it won't give you as much buffs, in my opinion. I think the wolf will give you more buffs. Well, thanks for watching my video, and give it a like if you like it, and leave a comment.